Okay, in this video I want to talk about winter programs and how they work as far as study abroad. So what happens is, just like any study abroad program, US students go to foreign country for a winter session, which usually lasts anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks. And the reason it's not longer is because usually it runs into the fall or the spring semester, or it's between the fall and the spring semester. So it has to be after fall but before spring. And so usually that's only about a 4-week window. And so the program has to make sure that it's back for regular university courses, so you're back for the start. So this is usually all the time that they have. And it's usually, depending on your credit system, but it's usually 3 credits or 1 class. That's how the systems I'm familiar with go. So it's usually just 1 class that you would take for a semester. They pack it into that 3 weeks, so they pack time, and it depends on how the program is structured, how much time you spend in class. But usually it's more intensive than a regular normal class would be over, let's say, 15 or 20 weeks, depending on how long your college semesters are. So it's for that duration. You apply just like you would apply to any other study abroad program. So there's the application process, and also with application there's acceptance into the program. So you have to gain acceptance. With these, because it's a shorter duration, it usually has group flight. So the entire group of the trip that go they fly out of the same place, and it depends on the city and how it's set up and where you're located, how the group flight will work. But your study abroad office will talk about that. The other thing about these programs is usually whenever there's a group, they send a faculty member or some kind of advisor. Someone from your college or university will go with you on the trip, which this increases the cost, but it also has benefits if this is the kind of, depending on what your goals are for the trip. Some students wouldn't really need a faculty member to go. Maybe some are seasoned travelers who just need to pick up another course or credits, and that's the nice part, is that you can pick up classes that you need. That was what I did in 2006 when I went to Mexico. I needed 3 credits of Spanish in order to be able to be in a level for the next coming spring. So I had to, in order to take the classes I was about to take. So that was why the class was great for me. Other students, it's to get 1 more class in before graduation or to graduate on time. That's the nice thing about winter courses. So some don't need the faculty member, but for first-time travelers, people who've never done study abroad programs, if this is the first, and if you can afford it, it's good because you've got someone there in case something goes wrong, and it's kind of a group trip that helps you get acclimated to a new country. So the faculty member and the group flight and even the short term are very good, because in that time you'll have a very good idea if travel is for you and if you want to do it again. So the benefits of short-term programs are all those. It's short-term, so you don't get locked into a full semester if you don't like the country, or if you do like the country, you have an idea of what you want to travel or where you want to travel. You've got the credits that you're taking, and the fact that you have a group to go with can be a great help to you. So with winter courses, it's just going in, doing the application, getting accepted, and going through all the steps that are there. The other thing about winter programs, don't forget, is that there's scholarships available. There can be. You have to check, but these scholarships are usually less money than the full semester programs just because it's a shorter term. But it could be one of those things that helps you out on the flight or gives you some spending money based on this. The other thing about winter programs you've got to watch out for is if you're receiving financial aid, it may not be accepted. So that's a big thing because it's in between the semesters. A lot of times it doesn't work out that they'll give you aid. Sometimes they'll split it. Sometimes the school will make special arrangements to have you take some time in the fall or in the spring to complete work, but you want to check with your financial advisor on how that's going to affect you as far as getting the aid that you need for your trip, because that's one thing that locks a lot of students out, is that they can't get a loan for a winter program. So one way around that is to split money between fall and spring. You take your aid from the fall and save it, and then budget some money for the spring, or take more in loans, or somehow financially do it, whatever you're comfortable with, to have enough aid for the interim. So that's another thing that you want to consider when you're doing a short-term program.